Good morning, everyone. Thank you, James, for having me. We are here in one of the small room of Tinalia. Tinalia, the one who perseveres, is a local nonprofit that caters to sewists, people that like to sew. The one who persevere is also a for-profit side, which is Tinalia Design and Tinalia Co-op, and different co-op members have different skills. So I am here in the hat shop. Other people make different things. We have someone making alteration. We have someone making masks right now for children. We have someone who specializes in making bags and aprons. We are, I don't know how to say, we dance on 2 feet. One side is non-profit, therefore we can help people that are disadvantaged, and we tap into all the population, whether they're immigrants, refugees, local that are low income, women, single women. So we can tap into funds with a nonprofit and access grants to buy equipment. So the equipment belong to the nonprofit, and then we have a selected few of co-op members that have access to the equipment. And then we also have classes for immigrant, refugee, and other people, local. They don't have to be low income. They can pay if they can afford it. So they can learn to sew to create small alteration businesses.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
In doing some research for this, I found that sewing has become very popular again over the last 10 years. And over the last few years, it has really exploded. Why do you think people are taking such an interest in sewing again?
Well, even before COVID, when people were locked up, and then it went even to even more booming, people were starting to have interest in sewing because it's part of the artisanal pie. There is a lot of, I come from an artisanal background. So in other nations, it was very, very strong. In America, the economic trend is turning more to technology. So the artisans have been put aside, and they are not rebelling, but they want to be heard. They have skills, but they are viewed as unskilled. And so a lot of people with those special skills come from are foreign born, like myself, and some are locals. Just God gifted them with those skills. They are manual, they have a high manual dexterity, and they like to sew, they like to knit, they like to crochet, they like to do things with their hands.
Now, how do these people find you? Do you advertise? Is it word of mouth, or is the immigrant community spreading the news that you are holding these sewing classes?
So I have worked with Make Heaven for the past 5 years. Make Heaven is a maker space. They have a large sewing department that I was part of for, like I say, 5 years. And now I take the people that are wanting to create small business more under our umbrella to help them to create small business, like it is in developing nation. Like you have alteration business, like you create something and you try to sell it. Now, so you can have a family resource, a multiple stream of income. They might be small and they're called micro businesses, but they're very important in developing nation. And since America is becoming a developing nation, we have very deep pocket of poverty and a lot of income inequality. It's important to see those skills and for artisans to have a place at the table where people will see them and they will buy local. They will use a service. So
Now,
they know us because we have been around quite a long time and we have a good reputation of being fair, of being inclusive before it was in the news, of creating creative fun events. We've done fashion show at City Hall. We've done a hat show at the Lyric Hall Theater in Westville. We have been at even the School of Management for Yale. We got an award as an innovative lab award. Even so, sewing is old. It comes back like it's new, and it's odd to us, but it's new here in a way, and people like it. It's soothing. It's here.
Now, you said you're foreign born. What country are you
Yes.
from?
I am French, and
You're
I was
French.
all over the world. I was raised in Africa. I was raised in the South Pacific, so I speak French, Spanish, English, and I during the administration with Tony Harp, they used me a little bit to be a cross-cultural specialist. I can go easily with the Black community. My husband is Black. My kid is mixed. I can go easily in the Spanish community. I have kin everywhere where people are not, and that's nothing of my doing. I just the way I was planted. So I can reach those communities and bring everybody together. And now we work with Iris. We have Afghani student that we're training for creating small business. We have people from Africa. We've had people from many places, it's just that they have skills, but it's like they say in English, the diamonds are in the rough,
In the
right?
rough.
In a rough, right? Rough. So they are in there and nobody see, and we bypass these people. There was this woman, she was from Syria, right? And she had the veil, everything, even a belt made of leather. And the husband had to be there to check things. There was no pictures to be taken. And I saw what she was making. She was doing crochet with all the colors of the rainbow, little shoes. She was knitting and crocheting little shoes. So when I saw what she was making, I was able to approach her. You have to approach with an interpreter and all that. And she made some scarves that we were able to. They were part of a fundraising event for United Way. So she was able to make some money.
Well, let me ask you, now, are people coming to your classes to learn how to sew, to open small businesses like alteration shops, or are they coming to learn how to, or are they coming to become designers and create their own clothing and their own hats and their own bags? Is it a two-for thing, or exactly what are they coming to you for?
All three.
All three. Okay. And how many
we hire designer, we hire a teacher that are in a different level than I am. I'm a hat maker. I don't know if you see
yes,
this girl.
I did say.
No, right now we're making a top hat for. Let me catch him. You see him? We're making a top.
Oh yeah, I see it. It looks pretty large.
Yes, it is. It's for Renaissance Fair. So I do alteration, and I had a small business alteration, but I like my hats. I work for Delmonico. I work for to repair the hat. So the people that we have trained for alteration, I follow up with them so they can create income. So, and if sometimes we have people that are very good and they have to be very intense about wanting to learn to sew so they can access, income quick. So if they show progress fast, and we talk to them, they're really, really, really interested. We'll teach them how to sew.
Now,
But
how many,
They
how many,
have to make heaven, really, but they can come here if they are like super passionate. They have to have a passion for craft.
how many people do you teach on an average during the course of a year?
10, 12.
And are these people now opening their own shops, or are they doing professional work such as alterations and so forth? Or did they mainly do it just as a hobby?
So we have right now two ladies that have alteration shops or make a product.
Mm-hmm.
They are both on fixed income, and so it's supplemental income,
Right.
but it does something to your self-esteem when you are discarded and thought no good to do nothing, so suddenly you are good to do something. You can really do something well and people like it and your self-esteem go back up. So even so it's they're not full-time workers. It's huge for them.
Now, were they doing this in their native countries before they came here? Were they sewing and doing alterations, or was this something once they got here, realized that they could do to earn extra money?
Okay, with the two that we have now that have a table in the space, because we have a larger space in this area, they are US born. There is a lady from Baghdad in Handem that has her own business. She did start with Iris and then with us. We provided contract, and she was already experienced. Now we have a gentleman from Afghanistan, but with the current event, we are on the hold with him, but he has experience. So we are going to train him so he can sew, a specific product that is not. Since all the contracts have gone overseas, we are like pioneers to trying to bring manufacturing here, and so we do have small run. But it's because we're getting known, we're getting more small runs as
And
we
what-
people
what-
to the small run is 20, 50, 100 max article. That's a small run.
Okay.
A designer need a sample, so we can create a sample if need be, or we can farm out to someone that will create a sample for them. They don't have to go overseas. They don't have to go to Brooklyn. Or we can tell them where to go in Brooklyn if they need to manufacture. We can network.
Okay. Now, you are a hat designer, and that's actually a very cool looking hat. How many hats do you create and sell in the average year? First of all, are hats really big with women again?
They are big. Yeah, they are big. Men love their hats. And women,
You make both men and women's hats.
yes.
Oh, okay. And who wears hats more, men or women?
Because I am connected with Delmonico hatters, I repair their hats. So it's mostly men. Delmonico has a huge list of customers. It sells all over. I mean, so through them, their website is very much more technology savvy than I am.
Now, you designed the hats for them?
No, I repair.
You repair the hats?
Better for me to repair. If I make a custom hat, minimum is going to be $300, $300 to $400.
For a custom hat?
Yes.
And how much is it to repair a hat?
If I block the hat, let me show you a block. A block is a crown. If I block the hat and I have to re-block it because it's crushed, it's $90. If I have to do the brim, it's about 45 to 55. If I have to clean the hat, it's up to 75. But some of those hats, they are $700.
Wow. I didn't realize hats cost that much money. I thought they cost 50, 60 bucks.
No, I have a hat right here, made in Italy. Should I show you, James?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know about you folks, but I'm kind of curious as to what a $700 hat looks like.
Okay, so this is top of the line. This is a Borsalino Alejandra, made in Italy.
And why is
it's beaver? It's a beaver. The felt has beaver hair. So it's all about the quality of the felt. This has beaver in it. Some have rabbit. This one has, the black one has rabbit and hare, H-A-R-E. So I buy this for maybe $80. Just the cone, just the felt. You don't have people that make hats anymore, too many, you know?
I don't know many people, Catherine, to be frank, that have $700 they can spend on a hat. I'm still in shock that that hat costs $700.
Yeah, look inside.
Yeah, I see. So the hat costs $700, and about how long before it needs to come into the shop to be reshaped and repaired?
A good hat can last 3 or 4 generations. I'm wearing my grandfather's hat that was purchased in 1940.
Oh,
You want to see that one?
sure.
Okay, hold on.
I mean, why not? We're talking about a hat that's what, 70 years old? And I don't know about you folks, but I'm kind of surprised that hats are passed down generation to generation. We hear a lot about, mothers passing on their jewelry and so forth, but I've never heard of a man passing on a hat. So this should be interesting. So let's see this hat now this is from 1940?
Yep. That's my hat.
And this was your grandfather's hat?
That's my grandfather's hat. He did the first war.
It's from the first war?
He did. He was in the first war.
World War I?
Yeah, he bought the hat in 1940 in the center of France after the invasion from Germany. Clermont-Ferrand became the government of France, and that's
so
where
World War II. So World War II.
They flee the war, and they went to that town. So the tag inside is still saying the name of the town.
Now, I'm assuming this hat is very special to you.
Yeah, sure. I need my hat.
Now, is your grandfather still around?
No.
And
No, I was 3 years old when he died. He was,
Now, why would you hold on to that hat? Why would you hold on to that hat if you were only 3? Why is that hat so special to you?
Well, the hat was, I don't know. I just kind of have a hat head too. I like to put stuff on my head. I don't know why. I just put everything on my head. It's just, everybody it has a quirky side.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's mine. I like to put stuff on my head. This one is fun. So plus when you make hats, you have to try them on. You have to see, how they fit. So you're always putting things on your head. And a hat gives you I don't know, it gives you a step in your pep in your step.
Well,
you feel stronger, you feel different.
You know, I do have a hat that I purchased I guess about 5 years ago, but I never could get a hat that can sit on my head. My head is rather big, this is just the way it is. And I never could get hats that actually sit down. They kind of sit up, so they don't look very good on me. What is your recommendation for, say, someone like me who wants to wear a hat, but really, when I put them on, they don't really kind of do anything for me? What would be your recommendation?
I will enlarge the hat for you. Make it bigger. It's too small.
You can make a hat bigger?
Sure. I can make a hat smaller. I can make a hat bigger.
Well, how do you make it bigger?
That's my job. I have tools. I have skills to work with all that. Just like a garment, I can make a garment bigger, slightly. Not, we don't do miracles, but we can enlarge. It's the same thing. A garment, we can tuck it in and make it smaller.
Well, I'm going to bring my hat down to you and see what you can do with that. And I should tell you folks that you're located down on Chapel Street there. And tell us a little bit about the building where you're at, because at first I knew nothing about this building, and I was very surprised when I met your husband and he told me about your shop. So I'm not sure that the average person walking past your building knows what is going on inside there. So how do you get more people to pay attention to the art of sewing?
I'm not sure I want to be popular.
Okay.
Okay. I'm interested in helping people that have a passion. They have to be real for me to be interested. They have to really be real, and they have to. It's like the gospel. You have to eat it in the morning, at night, and for breakfast. You have to really want to do something. It's like you start to do the violin, you're gonna practice. So that's my story. I have practiced so much now that I can repair things and I can teach other people. But I'm not open to do anything where people are just interested in learning and they leave. I want relationships. We want cooperation. We want collaboration. We want people to volunteer their time too. We do a lot for the community. We have helped people coming from the street change their life, me and John. And we're not looking for a lot of people. We're looking for people that are really interested and see the beauty in what God has put in our heart to do for a few, so they can excel in what in their life can change.